All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new backyard. My name is Adeleke Salem, and tonight, this is the weekend of the Manchester derby, and right now, I don't think Wembley is at ease.
I will not sit.
I don't think. Let me turn my cap to the front so that just in case I would ask him one question and he would not be able to look directly in my eyes and say to me, Salem, why now? Baba, how you doing, sir?
I'm fine.
Yeah, weekend Manchester derby. By the way, this is the new Wembley sit and chill.
Yeah.
So we decided to bless it. The only thing now is that at some point in time now, the aroma of sweet prepared food will want to wound me. But it's okay. We're here and we're good. Okay, all right, so Baba, weekend Manchester derby. First of all, like if you beat Man City.
Basically, the city of Manchester United has been ready.
About the coat history.
I know, and I'm very sure at the weekend it's still going to remain the same. Nothing will change. Kudos to the noisy neighbors. They really done well in the last decade. But the reality still remains the same. Boss.
Okay, so let me say that the reality still remains the same. That boss. But when you look at it clinically now, do you think you have that kind of firepower to withstand Manchester City and their onslaught?
And the reality, as in true sense, if you are discussing this in the last 2 years or last 3 years, I've said, okay, we don't really have the will and the power to really stand against Manchester City head to head. But I feel from the beginning of the season, there are some decisions they made by selling a couple of their big players that made that team so formidable. After selling those players off that team, they look beatable. And you can really see the effect on most of the games they played. A couple of those games, you see, they struggled to have a 2-1 against the lower teams in which they beat at ease in the past season. So,
well, I've always had this issue that if you're a top team, one of the most difficult teams to beat are actually the lower teams. They tend to want to die there. They have this "we die here" kind of philosophy. So, for me, when you play against these lower teams and you struggle sometimes, I'm not always surprised. We've seen that kind of history in the Premier League. We've seen where it's difficult for even a Manchester City to beat not even a Brentford, maybe a Sheffield United, a Wolves. I mean, we've seen that. We've seen a case where Arsenal had to lose to a Southampton that was bottom of the rung. We've seen all of this, and you're saying now that this season, at the beginning of this season, Manchester City did struggle with some of these clubs.
Yeah.
Should that be an indication that yes, they are not as strong as they used to be?
I'm not even talking about the results. I'm talking about the cohesion of the team. I'm talking about when Man City turns and passes have been made, the next player knows where the pass is going to. Well, you can tell. I'm not basing my evaluation on just the game. But the reality around the team is that after the 9 games they played, they've not gotten to the perfect state. And like they look so at the point you look like the heydays of Barcelona. The passes are there, the good players are there, the strikers. They don't have a striker. Everybody's just coming in, and as in the next man know where the next man is, and they are just so unbeatable. But this season. There are some loopholes. Injury crisis coming in. De Bruyne being injured. A couple of other players being sold. New players being discovered like Doku in that team. Very fantastic. And what's it called? Ireland. What the last season? Some coaches now understand what they need to do this season. So he's been held out. 9 goals. He has been having goal droughts. I'm not basing my position.
He is still the highest goal scorer this season. With 9
but
goals.
Not the way we expected it to.
I mean, if you score 9 goals in 9 games, it's beginning to look like you're going to score 38 goals in 38 games.
I understand, but this is not the projection we had last season. It was coming, I think it was scoring about maybe average of 2 goals in the game.
2 goals in a game.
And we are projecting that with the team which he is in.
He had an average of about 1 point something per game.
About 1.57 or so.
But this season is 1 per game.
There are some games in which he played and he didn't score goals. There are some games
he
he scored.
go spread the
more.
goals around.
Uh,
He go spread the goals around.
so the team is not as classic like the way they used to be. There's still some players that they are beatable. They have some cracks in which are beatable.
Okay, fine. Let's look at that team. There's still some players, and that seems to be doing them in.
Yeah.
Let's look at that. First of all, for me, I think selling Gundogan was a wrong move.
Yeah.
But then, of course, it looks as if Gundogan was also ready to leave. I mean, sometimes you get saturated by winning the same thing over and over again that you want to go and try out some other place. But I have a friend who will say that, they go try, if to say they don't increase the salary when they go, go.
Yes, now money is life.
Money. But let's come back to Manchester United.
Okay.
15 points. Game week 9 is over, of course, and 15 points, 5 victories, and then 4 losses, no draws. I mean, is that the kind of Manchester United that we're looking forward to?
Sorry, I don't answer this question as a Man U fan or as a football lover.
You can answer it in 3 words: as a Man U fan, as a football lover, and which one again? As an anti anything that's not working for Man U.
Okay, basically, I can tell you that I had high hopes for this season, and Manchester United have really done, has really produced like 20% of my expectation. Our cohesion is bad, it's poor. We let the keeper go. We brought in an upgrade, which didn't upgrade.
Hold on. Hold on. If you say an upgrade, are you saying that Onana should have been better? The stats puts him almost on the same pedestal with David De Gea when David De Gea first came to Manchester United. The only difference for me in this case would be that when David De Gea came, De Gea was far much younger. I wasn't even in his prime.
Thank you.
I think that David De Gea peaked in Manchester United, and if he had to nosedive, he also probably nosedived. His form also dwindled in Manchester United. I mean, spending 12 years thereabouts.
Yeah, 11 years.
11 years in Manchester United. His first 2 seasons were not the best, but subsequently the next 9 years were really great. I mean, back-to-back player of the year for Manchester United. I think 3 or 4 times. I can't
like 4 times.
Thereabouts. So, and then of course, his last season Golden Glove.
Yeah.
So you're saying Onana is not an upgrade?
Based on
Considering the fact that it's still very early to judge.
I'm telling you, you brought up the best point. The best point is, we brought in what's it called?
David De Gea.
De Gea from Atletico Madrid, and it was so young. So there's room for errors. There's room for growth. Now we took a player from Inter Milan, which we expected. He knew his duty.
A Champions League finalist.
He knew his duty. We went for a ready-made product to come to our team to save us. There are some things we analyzed. We are looking, probably maybe some goals came in. The girl looking as if he's tired on the pitch. And I told people it was not being tired. We have a bad team. We have a bad defense line, a bad central defenders, midfielders. We had a defensive midfielders. We had nonsense strikers. We have brats as wingers. So when he came in, you can't put those stats together at the level of where they both came to Manchester United. He came in his prime. We expected more from him. There's some blunders which he made, which is not expected from a keeper in his prime. He's a keeper in his prime. Those things should not happen. You should have a better start. He's not equating his start with what happened 12 years ago. That is bad. 12
years ago, I think Andrew Onana was he already at Barcelona? He moved from Barcelona Academy, La Masia straight to Ajax Amsterdam, I think. Ajax from Ajax, spent almost the bulk of his years in Ajax before moving to Inter. For a season. And it was actually very big. Okay, before Inter was at the drug ban, where, he said, I'm beginning to enjoy some of the excuses. Well, they may be excuses, may not be excuses, but he had that drug-related ban, which didn't all go well for him. And then, of course, we looked at the fact that a couple of clubs were on his case. Arsenal was on his case. A couple of clubs wanted to sign him. But then, when we look at it now, in the last couple of weeks, especially this last week from Champions League and Co., we've seen everyone seems to want the ball-playing goalkeeper.
Yeah.
The ball-playing goalkeeper. But in the last couple of weeks, we're seeing errors from this ball-playing goalkeeper. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Arsenal Chelsea. Two of those goals, one of the goals Arsenal conceded, one of the goals
the first goal Chelsea
conceded too were from the ball playing goalkeepers. And I'm beginning to wonder, we're going to see a whole lot more of this. So, do you think that the ball playing goalkeeper would the wave, the craze would end at some point?
Definitely no. It's a very beautiful integration in football. Being the 12th man, it's a beautiful thing.
The 12th man, because 11 already, and then being able to play the ball also is an addition. Yes,
it's an addition. Being the 12th idea being brought on the pitch. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful thing. So at least you have a goalkeeper that can use his head, and which also double as a player that can use his face. So it's a beautiful thing. But there should be, I just feel there should be a mark being placed. There should be a restriction that those keepers should not cross. Like what Onana did, Ramsdale did it first. Onana did the same. As they get so confident, the basic function of a keeper is to keep the ball from going to the net.
That's the number one function.
That's
why you are a goalkeeper.
That is what the name means. Keep the goal.
Don't let the balls away from the net.
Don't let the balls in. So if you now have the ball playing skill, it's an addition that is being brought to the pitch. But there should be a mark. They've been trying it, some keepers are trying it, some teams are trying it, and it's working. It's a beautiful thing. I will give it to Onana. Some passes which he has made while starting up an attack. Those things are like the balls he plays with some players. I can tell you, basically, he's got that. He's got that. He kicks ball to the flank.
Is that something that you think the hair lack that Eric Ten Hag could not stand?
I would categorically say he lacks it. He might not have it like maybe some other player, but I will bring the factors that are in the team. Now, I was telling a Manchester United fan, I said, bring back our defensive line when the hair was there. No keeper will be so confident enough to kick balls to Lindelof and Maguire combination at 7-6. Which keeper will have that confidence? Averagely, when you under the combination of the hair and Lindelof, if they give Lindelof 10 balls, 6 will go back to the keeper. If they give Maguire 10 balls, 6 will go back to the keeper. So I'd rather just kick the ball into the half and let him work wonders.
There was even, okay, if you're a social media fan, there was a time where there's this event that occurred between David De Gea and Harry Maguire, where Maguire was absolutely free and David De Gea decided
kick the ball out. You can't make such mistakes. You just don't want to make such mistakes because it has been tested. Errors. He has a trailer reflex. It's fact.
When you say trailer reflex, you need to break it down. This is the first time I'm hearing trailer reflex. What is that, please?
He doesn't have a quick turn. Imagine a trailer in a tight space. Before you can turn that trailer, making a turn. you have to be cool. It takes a while. He comes back, go forward, comes back forward. He has a very slow motion while turning. That's what David Maguire has. When ball comes to him, it takes time to make decision. It takes time to turn. It takes time to run. So tell me a keeper that will have such confidence. The first game or second game that Onana came in, I saw him shouting at Maguire. I was like, this is what someone has just taken for years and seasons, and he never made a complaint.
But if you now look at it now, Harry Maguire seems to have turned it all around in the last couple of games.
Last game,
last couple of games. I would say last 2 or 3 games that he's played, you could see that there's a bit of, maybe the confidence is coming back. I think the confidence is coming back, and I think getting that goal against Copenhagen would actually do him a lot of good.
Definitely, yes.
But then, if we now look at it, going into this game, Manchester City have had 59 victories over Manchester United, and Pep Guardiola has played 14 times against Manchester United, and in those 14 times, he's won 7. I don't care about the draws, I don't care. So he has a 50% win ratio, which is like an absolute lot when you have to put the stats down. But then let's look at it now. What do you think your chances are going into this Manchester derby, knowing that your noisy neighbours are not just noisy anymore, they're backing it up with victories and trophies?
I heard a good news today. I heard Wan-Bissaka is back. He's training with the team. That's a very good heart. But I won't watch out because that's going to be the first game, which I do expect the coach to put him into this kind of a sport. It will be hard for him. But looking at our lineup, I think we have a team that can stand the pressure. Amrabat being on his feet. McTominay as in really getting his confidence back. What was it called? Evans trying to get himself back. Dalo really did fantastically. So I think we have a chance. Garnacho mounting pressure at the left flank. I pray Garnacho gets his feet as in this great game that is coming, because this can be a great turnaround for his career. As in for
when
the
you
season,
say for the season,
for the season, he has not. The reality is he has not been doing well.
9 games and we have not seen a great.
He has not really. I've not even. He has been.
He got a goal against Arsenal, yeah.
He got a goal against Arsenal, but he didn't play. He didn't play. There's some games in which he had chances to take the ball in. He misses those chances.
Okay, so there was a time I asked you if it's time to bench Rashford, and you said yes.
Yeah.
But now let's look at it now. We've got Manchester City, scary. Give and take. Manchester City, in form or out of form, with what they've got, they're still scary, especially when it comes to a derby as big and as great as as a Manchester derby. There's just 19 victories separating you.
Yeah.
Manchester United have won 78 times. They've won 59 times, and then of course there's been 53 draws. Mad statistics, I must say. But of course, so far, according to history, the city of Manchester is still red, but in recent history, the blue is taking over.
Yeah.
No, they argue that one.
Okay.
But then, would you bench Rashford for this game?
I won't. The fact is, if you look at what we have and what they have, their defense line, the structure of Manchester City, we still need a player that they need to be afraid of.
And they can fear.
Yeah, even when it's on one foot. And Rashford still remains, if not top, our attacking force. Anthony cannot drag the ball. Garnacho is a bit young. Højlund is outstanding, but he still need a break. He's someone that can attract some more players himself. Then
somebody that sets him on that fast break. Yes. Somebody that puts him forward. Also, somebody that cut him some slack.
At least attract some opponents towards himself while he has room to display his opponents. So that's what I feel. He's still one of the best players in the Manchester United.
If you had a chance to improve how Højlund and Rashford play, what would you do? How would you play them? What would you? Yes, we know we are fans. We know that sometimes we say some things and spot on, the coach gets it right. I don't know whether they have some wavelength to pick these things up. I don't know. And we say some things sometimes. We wish we can influence those changes. But I'm asking you now, as a Manchester United fan who gets to sit on the outside and observe the team and how the team is playing. If you have a chance to say, this is the way Rashford and Højlund should play, what will you do?
Okay, the reality is, I still won't change the thing. I still want Højlund to play the central role as a striker, and Rashford coming from the flank. Probably I'll change Anthony, which is our coach first choice from the seven.
Pau Cowley.
So I would have loved to bring in maybe a Pelestri. I would love to start with Pelestri. So with Pelestri from the flank, that boy is young, he can make a run. There'll be bites coming from the flank, which will cut Rashford a little bit of stress from the other side. And if you give,
that would be Pelestri going up against who now in that defense for Manchester City?
Who plays that three?
Kyle Walker?
It's Kyle Walker or Ake?
Kyle Walker is 2.
Walker is 2. If facing Ake. I think Ake. That's Ake.
And then of course Højlund will have to come up against Akanji.
etc. So imagine those guys being there. We need someone that can move the ball. If you have to have a chance to move by tomorrow, if you want to create space for Oilen to be perform, you need someone like Pelestri to start. He might be young, he might be wasteful, but he's a threat. He can make runs, he can dribble. Which people that can dribble. So changing the thing about Rashford, I think I won't change the thing. I will still leave him at that left-hand flank and let Oilen. I think what we just need to do is Fernandes needs to come to. He needs to come to the game.
Bruno Fernandes.
He just needs to.
I feel Bruno Fernandes can actually be your joker. On his day, it's fast, it's good, it's got everything.
He's got the sight.
It's got good vision.
That's it.
On his day, when all of his mojo is intact.
Yeah.
When all of his mojo is at their peak. But I also see him sometimes maybe a little too selfish, maybe a little overburdened. I don't know. But one of the things that I've always observed is on this day, he is too dangerous to be ignored for a second. He can shoot, he can pass, he can shoot. He's got dribbling skills, and then of course, he's got an unprecedented eye for goal. So he can, like you said, if he comes into the game, then with a Rashford on the right, a Pelistri or whoever you get to play,
from the flank.
Definitely not a Pokoli.
Not Antony.
Not Antony.
He won't do a thing.
Because I feel Antony.
He won't do a thing.
I feel Antony slows down the attack a lot of time when you're on counter. I feel it does that. And then of course, for the Pelistri and Garnacho, they always want to move the ball forward. And with the Manchester City, you have to keep moving the ball.
You have to move. You have to be on your feet. You have to be threatening, because if you're not threatening, their defenders will adjust with the midfield. The midfielder will adjust with the attackers, and that's a problem for your defense. And then you have the defense line.
One of the things that I marvel at is how Manchester City play. It's as if they have 2 or 3 men extra more on the field than any other team. Their defending is cohesive. Their attacking is cohesive, and I'm like, wait, who plenty pass? You understand? And I've seen that happen a couple of times, and I'm like, wait, let's pause. It's still 10-10. But they've been able to know how to add the extra man here, shift the extra man there, and that's actually one beautiful thing that we see about the game. But then, of course, right now they have more of the bragging rights. No best.
No, it's changing tomorrow. So
it's changing.
It's changing on Sunday. So
it's changing.
It's changing on Sunday.
It's changing on Sunday.
Definitely, I'm very certain about that.
So you probably will have your 79 win against Manchester City.
Definitely, just watch out.
I think if you in 9 games, Manchester City have lost 2 games.
Yeah.
They've drawn none, and that's not Manchester City, right? Or am I expecting too much?
That comes back to what I was saying at the beginning. They look beatable this season. This season. Like if you have to look, you have to go back and look at what the game against Arsenal. If those two obvious red cards were given, then that game would have been easy to decide. But I just feel maybe the referee really so much love them, and you just want to be a very big game, and
let's just play the game
and let the whole players be there. But that was wrong. So compared to what Man City used to be in the past, the other teams are the ones that commit fouls on them. But now you see them committing some fouls, and you wonder, is this really Man City? So I think this season they are like every other teams. They're like every other teams. If you have to rate them with maybe a Tottenham.
Tottenham looks better and much more dangerous.
Yeah, they look much more better. They handle the ball perfectly. They are much more dangerous. They are goal driven, and they look cohesive more than Man City this season. So I will give it to where they are sitting. They deserve where they are sitting. Being at the top spot, they deserve it.
It's 2 points separating them from Arsenal and Man City. Do you think Tottenham can go the distance?
If they keep up with this momentum, trust me.
Odafe said something. He said that he's expecting Tottenham to go back to their usual position. He didn't even stop at top 4. He said probably 6th or 7th. And I asked him why. He said new manager bounce. Do you agree with him?
No. When what's it called? When Pep came to Man City, we were expecting a change. We are expecting the mojo to dry out. We are expecting the rain to stop. But there's a philosophy that he brought to the team, and he was not so scared to take some decisions. He let some players go. Even when it was spoiled in the team, we understand that maybe a couple of those changes which he made they were too harsh on some players which were doing great, like Yaya Toure back then. But he had his mindset and he stick to those damn game plan. And look at how far he has brought him. He's won the Champions League. He's won a couple of back-to-back Premierships.
He's won too many trophies.
So if he is not changing, because I've watched those things, I watched almost the games, and like they have this coach have a game plan with almost the same set of players and the point man being gone.
It's almost unbelievable.
It's magical.
When you look at the fact that they took Harry Kane out and they brought James Maddison, and boom, voila.
They were playing Barcelona prime game.
As a last season, you cannot say this is Tottenham's pattern.
They have a pattern. They play English pattern. Take the ball to the flank, run in, do a lob over. There's a cross and none. There's a striker.
That's in the old.
That's what I'm saying. That is a pattern. That was a pattern.
Kick and follow.
That was a pattern. That was what we know them for. So they love where they are, where they're taking them to. 1 to 6, they love that point. But when this guy came in, I sat down. They were using the ball. They were using the balls in the box.
You could see a defined pattern. You could see a defined. Tottenham is a joy to watch.
Jesus,
absolute joy.
They were using the balls in the box. Tottenham using the ball in the box.
Serious. Tottenham using the ball in the box.
As in, opponents are coming in, they are tapping the balls themselves while creating chances, looking for a free player, maybe ahead of the line. They're not just kicking the ball anymore. There's a game plan this guy brought to the team. You have to give it to him, and we can't expect less, because if I'm seeing a team playing good football and they do have injury crisis and they are sticking to this same game plan, why won't they go to the top until when they start falling? If they fall, but if they are consistent with this, definitely they will lose some games and they will win more, and which will take them to a state which will be maybe second, third. Who says they can't even win the league?
Direct question, direct answer. Direct question, direct answer.
I might say
direct question, direct answer. Will Tottenham win the Premier League this season?
They can. By this present start, they can.
Oh, so by this present start?
9 games, they can. 29 games to go. They can. They can.
No, 30 games to go.
No,
we're entering game week 30.
It's
29 games. 29 games. Sorry, I beg your pardon. There. My maths can sometimes. It is not money. Ask me 1 + 2, 1 million + 2 million now.
It's not making sense.
So you believe Tottenham can actually, with present start?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, now which other team do you think have got it this season?
Arsenal has been on the radar for the past 3 seasons. I'm still not giving up on them. I told you last season that they have the chance of the league. I told you.
Do I feel that that people are putting too much pressure on Arsenal? They're expecting them to win when they should expect them to continue with their development.
No. How many years?
I'm asking you. I'm just a question.
No. How many years will you take them to develop? They've been building these things for the past 4 years, and as of last season, we saw Arsenal being at the top of their growth. I expect them in the next 5-6 seasons, they should be like this, regardless of who is going out and who is coming in. There's a team already. There's a pattern. There's a game plan. There's a fan. There's love. There's a question between the fans and the team. I can't remember the last time an Arsenal fans are raising placards around the team and the field anymore, calling for cricket heads on the plane. That time has gone.
It's as if cricket no longer exists.
So because they're establishing the team and they're seeing what the Champions League is there,
they're playing well.
They're playing good.
Okay, so there's a question now. Okay, first of all, Gabriel Jesus is out again. Is out after the Champions League game against Sevilla. He had a good game against Sevilla. He always, most times, people want him to score, but I see the way he plays. Jesus can never be a standing 9, especially in the Arsenal team. He struggles to. They brought him as a striker, but I see him more as a midfielder these days. Could that be as a result of the playing pattern of the team?
No. Jesus is energetic. He's energetic. He's not a striker. You can't cage him to be a striker.
What am I?
You can't even cage him. He's hot-blooded. 1 minute he wants to take the ball from the flank and run to the edge. 1 minute he wants to dribble into the box.
He wants to pass.
He wants to pass. He wants to be part of the game. So you can't put such players. You can't just box them up as strikers.
Could that be the reason why Man City had to let him go in spite of all of that quality?
No. I feel he wants something
Regular
new.
football.
They want something new, and that is just medically. There are some decisions some of those coaches take, or some of those boards take, that we don't know about. Professionally, they will have done some tests, and they do MRI tests, health check, and with those tests they can project how long a player can really stay. So if you can fall between the time and the frame of their own structure, that's the things we look out for. Sometimes we argue out here, why's the coach not using that player? Why's the guy not using that player? But they know.
Why is he not bringing him at 60 minutes and bringing him at 75 minutes?
But they know the health factors that surround such players. They just want to push some things out of the line. So probably maybe two things. Maybe it doesn't fit into the pattern it's projecting for the future, and just has to let him go. Because when they let him go, it was fantastic. It was still doing great for Manchester City. It was scoring goals. It was a threat to any team.
There's a rumor, or there's some unconfirmed reports that Pep has said that he will not sell players again to Arsenal. And I'm asking why now? So you rather keep them on the bench than sell to Arsenal? He doesn't want them to come and use.
Because they are good. As in, I think he's full of himself. How will you sell such players to a rival that has the chance of beating you? Because they have the chance of beating you because they use the ball right. So.
Okay, well, our time is fast spent. We didn't even touch as much as we could have. But Onana is found a new form, and do you think with penalty?
Okay, penalty.
It kept you in the Champions League.
Yeah,
that could have been back to back.
Onana.
Well, it kept you guys in the Champions League.
Yeah.
I must say that's quite commendable.
That was amazing.
Okay, so now after Man City going forward, what's the best advice you can give Manchester United as a club?
And firstly, I'm a Man U fan before any emotion be added to anything. I can never wish any of my players evil or bad. I want him to grow. Yes, maybe the game probably we did him bad, but he's gone and
it's history.
It's history, and Onana is here now. I just want them to just get up and do something great. I want that club to get his form back. I want Onana to start saving and giving us what he gave us in this Copenhagen. Save balls. Some of what came to him. This is what I want to see. Save balls. Give us wild moments. I want our defenders to do nice. I want our players to come back. So way forward. I'm expecting the best. Expecting the best from Manchester United. With Højlund, it's a very good sign.
One of the things that I love about Højlund, people might argue with sometimes, and I used to believe in that, and then it got confirmed with Olivier Giroud in France World Cup winning squad. Yes, a striker is brought in to score goals. But what about if a striker is so good that he may not be getting the goals, but he helps his other teammates to get goals?
Create assists too.
Create assists, or at least draw so much attention to himself. That the wingers,
teammates can get the job done.
Supporting strikers are relieved, and they can get the job done. He's also getting the job done on his own because I know Olivier Giroud without the ball. And Olivier Giroud, if you leave him, if you cross, he go nod. If you leave him, if they pass, that's when he will shine. He will score a spectacular goal. And I always look forward to that, and I always tell people that that's also one thing I look forward to in a striker. And with what I've seen of Højlund so far since his arrival, over time, by the time he begins to adjust to Manchester United as a team, he may not score some goals. He will score goals, but he may not score goals. But be a defender here, 5 and 6, to ignore him.
That guy can use both feet.
I can say that I can. This is not a slap on Anthony Martial's face, but I think this is where Martial is not a threat, and defenders don't stress to mark him. That's what I believe. They may call him Martial 18, but that's the truth.
It's the fact. Did you what somebody said?
What
he said to me once. He said, Wembley, everything you do in life, talent is not enough.
Talent is never enough.
Talent is not enough. Martial might have he can move with the ball, he can glue with the ball, he has eyes for passes, he can But suddenly, he became so lazy, and that was when. I've seen Oilon. He's young. That boy is about 20, less than 23, I guess. Like 21, 22, 23. As in, young. This boy can use both feet. He's not selfish.
And he's hungry.
Powerfully hungry. He has speed. He's good aerially. He's quick with decision making.
And then apart from that, he also plays. He likes to play with the team, play off this person, play with that person.
He's quick with decisions. He's quick with decision. He has the right placement. Where is the ball coming from?
I love his off-ball positioning.
Beautifully placed.
Off-ball movement. I keep telling people that no matter how level you are as a striker, if your off-ball movement
is poor,
yeah. And I think they all need to go back and learn from Messi and Ronaldo.
50 crosses coming into the opponent box. Marshall will not be there in 32. It's a fact.
Then out of the remaining 18, he will get to probably 5. Let's leave that. So on the spot now, direct question, direct answer.
Yeah.
Predict the scoreline.
Against Man City.
Yes.
3-2.
In favor.
Okay,
ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're rounding up. It's not saying anything after that. I'm not letting him. You heard him. 3-2 in favor of Manchester United, or whatever it is at the end of the day. We'll be here on the mic after, and then of course we'll talk more. Keep it locked and no go. This is Win Sports, and thank you Wembley for coming. Of course, my brother man. Please, if you're in Lambert or around and you want a place to sit and chill, this is the place. Just ask for Wembley's Connect. Wembley Place, just beside dealers at 1010. I'll see you on the flip side.